Hannah Rosalind coming to you from Ottawa, Ontario, and it is a very cold January 29th day. Feels like winter will never end, and I thought I would pop on today to share a little idea I came up with for a Valentine's Day garland. I had created these as samples for a children's workshop that I did online last weekend. And I had a few ideas of how I could use these hearts. One of them was to make cards for people, which I did do one, and it looked really sweet. But yesterday I thought, you know what, I'd really like to make a garland for my fireplace. And so I went in, I'll be honest, I went into like a box store home decorating place looking for something to pick up, and there was nothing. And I'm really glad I found nothing, because then I came up with the idea to use these as a garland. And I think it's really important to use what we have, and to obviously homemade and handmade are way better, less wasteful. And so sometimes my first instinct is, you know, to go to a store and look for something. But I'm also really trying to be mindful about not spending money on useless stuff. And also just to add real creative touches in my home. We moved to our new home this past fall, and we're being slow and careful about what we put in it. And I really want to showcase my art. I think it's, you know, it's great. It's a great place to put your art up, is your own home. So maybe I'll show some examples of where my art is in our home another time. That might be a fun little video to make. But today I'm just making this little garland. So I'm trimming down my watercolor cards. At first I considered cutting out the shape of a heart, because each one has a heart, but I almost think I want to leave them like little flags. I think they're pretty as their own. So right now I have 7. Wait. I'm really bad at maths. I actually had to count that. I have 7 of these cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm just trimming each one out. So they are watercolor and oil pastel, kind of like a mixed media heart. And I'll show here, I'll just add in a little clip of how I made them. It was a very expressive art making project, very quick and gestural, lots of movements. And now I have these little cards left to play with. So I think it's just sort of a nice way also to consider if you're making art, and let's say, you know, you don't really know what to do with it. It's not maybe good enough. Not that it's not good enough, but it's not, you know, something you want to put up in your, on a wall, or you don't want to take the time to frame it. Can you do something else with it? Can you collage with it? Can you create, as I'm doing, a little garland? Can you make cards with it? Can you make a little notebook? You know, can you sew the pages together and create a little notebook? Maybe an artist's book. Those are also really fun to create, where you literally put all your art together and form a little book of some kind. I'm just really rough cutting these and punching the holes quite rough. They're not exact, but I do see the tops of some of them are quite close, like they're cut off. So I'm just trimming the top of some of these. And I'll be really happy to show you how it turns out. I'll make a little video of how it looks on my mantle. I'm hoping it'll add a bit of bright whimsy to our space. So I'm just going to use this kind of like natural jute twine. I feel like these are quite colorful in themselves, so maybe I don't want to be too colorful with my cord. I had found a really cute piece of cord that I had saved. It was that really pretty baker's twine here, but it's not long enough, and I want to make sure that I can kind of space these out and that they're not too crowded. So I do have different colors for this little garland. I have some that are more purple and some that are more pink, and I want to make sure that I alternate those colors. So pink, purple. I do actually think I have more purple than pink, so I might need to go back and reorder that. Reorder my garland, or I can just pull a bunch of my cord here. I have a long cord. I know I don't need too long. My mantle's not too long, so I'm going to cut it here. And I'm going to go back and add a purple one at the very beginning. I know that I have 4 purple ones and 3 pink, and the reason that would be is because I made a card for a friend with a pink one. I just want to make sure that I'm threading this on the right way. And so very, very simple, but I just wanted to show today a way that you can maybe use your art in an unexpected way, a way you can display it for some joy and whimsy in your home. Just having a hard time threading this. Here we go. Got to remember which way it goes in. So here we go. And yeah, I look forward to showing you the end result very shortly. So far we have just have a little bit of a garland happening, and of course when I get it set up, I'll space it out. And here is the end result of my garland. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Stay warm out there.